what we like to do is welcome our guest and my dear friend and neighbor and today's show sponsor, Ed Nahhat. Ed is an attorney with Kemp Klein, as well as the founder of Shakespeare in the Park program in Royal Oak. Welcome to the show, Ed.
Can you hear me okay, Ron?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Well, there's an echo. I think I was listening to Led Zeppelin there.
How are we coming through now?
It sounded like I was in the slow dance from 1976 or something.
Good morning, Ed. This is Greg. How are you?
Yeah. Hi, Greg. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Glad to have you.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for sponsoring the show. And so what we'd like to do is talk about you being an attorney at Kemp Klein and what you do for them.
Oh, that's nice of you. I really appreciate it. I'm just here to support you guys, and your program is fascinating. It's real radio. It's like old-time radio music, and I just love it. And I'm sure your audience is growing because it's honest, it's true, and it's great information about songs that we all love. And I just really appreciate what you guys are doing. I wanted to support you. At Kemp Klein Law Firm here, we're right down the street. We're in Troy. So, Ron, I probably see you in the neighborhood a lot and walk around by Greg's house, I don't know, a few times a month anyway, but it's just right up the street. And what I do here is, like any other well-intended lawyer, is that I like to talk about myself. No, but seriously, I try to help people, people who have legal issues and concerns like, how do I plan for the future? How do I plan my estate and, preserve my estate for my kids or the people I love? So that's called estate planning. What my specialty is, frankly, is I handle families after they fall apart and they're fighting over inheritances, believe it or not. It's tough going sometimes after we lose somebody and the family doesn't get along and they end up in court. That's what my department does here at Kemp Klein. But we do so many things. We do business, deals. We start businesses for our clients, and we help them transition their businesses to their family members, or they expand their businesses. And we have a big business department here, and it's a good, solid firm. It's been around for, I don't even know how long, 50 years maybe. And we have about 30 lawyers and, the best legal assistants you can find. So we really like it. And what they do that really inspired me to stay here is that they support the community. And this firm supports my project in Royal Oak, the Shakespeare Royal Oak Festival. And you've been there, Ron, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And matter of fact, I was going to ask, do you guys still have brewskis available at the festival?
Yeah, that's an excellent choice. We do. As a matter of fact, when the Shakespeare Royal Oak Festival runs, it's just 2 weekends in the middle of the summer, like late July or early August. We get special permission from the city because the festival's run by a lawyer, me, and I know how to apply for licenses and things. So we get a special license so we can sell, Michigan brewed beer at the festival. So, when you bring your wife, you can come up to the stand and get a beer, and you can get her a glass of wine and sit outside in the park and watch the area's best professional Shakespeare actors. Seriously, there are professional Shakespeare actors out there in Michigan who come to Royal Oak and put on an original designed Shakespeare show right there in the park. It's really amazing.
Absolutely. I've enjoyed several programs in the past. And what do you guys have in store for us for this particular season?
Well, every year we try to go back and forth. Last year we did a very serious play called Macbeth, and the year before that we did a comedy. So this year we decided to do a comedy, especially because it's an election year, and I like to provide people a little bit of an escape. So we'll do As You Like It, which is a fun comedy, a romantic comedy, kind of like Shakespeare's version of When Harry Met Sally. it'll be a lot of fun outdoors, and the little kids will be able to come into the park and do their own little bit of Shakespeare. We teach kids how to do, say, sword fighting and soliloquies. It's a really fun couple of weeks.
And I know you started an education program that coincides with the Shakespeare program.
Yeah, it's really taken off, actually, because originally we started with little kids way back in 2002, and some of those students, believe it or not, from that time period are now working with us as adult professionals. So we teach them how to do all this Shakespeare stuff and acting and improv, and then they do a show on the stage that we build in the park. It's a brand new design stage every year, and the kids spend a week in the park, and then they put on a show at the end of the week. Those are little kids, the grade 1 to 8, and then we have a high school program too, where the teens put on a full Shakespeare play, and they get a little bit more adult treatment. So they put on an actual full show.
And, Ed, I wanted to mention, too, you do have a podcast with Kemp Klein as well. Can you tell us about that?
Do I sound like a professional talker, Ron? They figured at the law firm here, they figured I had to do something with my gift of gab. So we put on a really cool podcast called Pro Bono with Ed Nahhat, and it's on Spotify, and it's on YouTube, and it's on our firm's website, and it's really neat. It's called. What I'm doing is I'm interviewing lawyers, and eventually I'll get to interview some judges, because I want to get an idea out there that people who come into the law to practice law are doing it mostly because they care about, civil rights, or they care about doing good work for people, and the law means something to them, and civil society means something to them. So you kind of get under the surface, because lawyers get a bad rap, and I'm trying to, one at a time, introduce lawyers to people for, what motivated them to come into the law, and why do they want to help people through the law. And it's really fascinating. So I interviewed, for example, my favorite probate litigator, Joe Baudelaire, who's in his 70s now, but he still practices, and he still mediates and tries to solve cases. And I've interviewed other senior lawyers and interesting people that have good reasons for why they became lawyers, and they still are serving their clients and helping people, work toward resolving disputes. So it's neat. I like it. And so, it's a balancing act, right? So we're trying to humanize the lawyers a little bit.
Is your podcast come in any particular time of the week or date? When does it usually come out?
Well, unlike you, once we're done with it, you can watch it at any time.
I see.
We just put it out. We just put it out there. You can watch all 5 episodes. You know what, Ron? Ask Chrissy to binge watch my podcast. Okay.
Okay.
Because you can watch all. I've only got 5 episodes out now, and I'm going to do the 6th one next month. And it's kind of it's a fun thing to do to get a feel for a lawyer. You don't have to pay for it just to get to know the lawyer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's a good balance, but that's why I like this firm. It's because they care about the community, like by supporting me with the Shakespeare Royal Oak Festival, and they care about making it more evident that the lawyers here are real people, and that we really care about our clients, and we support your program, which is, when you told me you were starting this program, I was like, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about all these artists. This is just incredible. Every time I listen to you, you've got more information that I can't believe it. Where do you get all this stuff?
Well, it's very lucky. I have my dear friend and colleague Greg sitting right next to me, so we do all this KGB work together, don't we, Greg?
We do.
Absolutely. And, Ed, you talk about...
it's amazing.
Yeah, you talk about your commitment to community, and it goes even before your involvement with Shakespeare in the Park, that you led the Royal Oak High School Drama Club at one time, which my own children and my nieces participated in. It was a great start for their thespian careers to be involved with you and the energy you provided to them. And so you've been supporting the community of Royal Oak and Oakland County for many, many years. And when did you start with the Royal Oak High School Drama Club?
Oh, boy. That was... There's two answers to that question. I don't know how much time we have today. Maybe next time I'll come on and tell you more. But the first time I did anything at the Royal Oak High School Drama Club was in 1976 when I was a student there. So,
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a freshman in high school. So then when they asked me to come back to direct the shows, it was 2008. And your niece was in that show. That was, the director had left for another school and they needed somebody, so they reached out to me because I had already started the Shakespeare Royal Oak Festival by then. And so I got involved and it was very rewarding to work with students for a good 12 years. And I got to work with your kids and all sorts of students around for about 12 years now. And some of those students have gone on to New York and Los Angeles, and some have stayed right here in Michigan, and it's just really rewarding to see.
Well, you definitely have a natural talent for directing young people and understanding their wants and needs, and the community truly appreciates that. And whenever I happen to walk the halls of Royal Oak High School, I always see your picture in the Hall of Fame over at Royal Oak High School.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's an old picture. I should probably replace it because now I have a little bit of gray hair. But that's a funny story because I finally met the new principal of the school the other day at the Royal Oak Optimist Club meeting. And he said the same thing. He said, "I've seen your picture in the hallway."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, I look a lot younger."
It's better there than at the post office, Ed.
Good one, Greg. Well, you're going to help me stay out of that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But, no.
Well, I'm grateful to you guys for keeping this show growing. I hear your audience is growing, and it should, because of the material you put out is always fascinating. And
well,
I'm just glad to support you.
Well, thank you. You keep us alive, and we're looking forward to shows in the future. And as time goes on, we'll talk more about your Shakespeare program, so that way our listeners will get a good idea of how important it is to patronize the arts and support the young people in your program and see a really, really good show. So I appreciate you.
We'll even have no, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, it's okay. No,
we'll even have a Kemp Klein night where all the firm will come on a Friday night at the festival. So, I've pushed these two organizations together by sheer force of will. So, yeah, I can't separate them now. It's just, my life.
Well,
but I'll see you guys in the next month or so, and I'll tell you more about the details.
That
sounds fantastic.
We're looking forward to it, and we appreciate your presence here with us today and your support today, and also in the near future. So, thank you again for joining us. We appreciated your company, and to our friends who support this show, I encourage you to look into Kemp Klein Law Firm and go to Ed's podcast. And believe me, he's going to take great care of you. And He's all about making sure what's done right is done right. So, and I can say that through my own personal experiences. So, thanks again, Ed, for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you, Ed, for the support.
Thank you, guys. I love your show. I'll talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you, Ed.